All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is our meeting, our recess meeting of Tuesday, April the 16th. I'd like to welcome everyone here. I'll call the meeting to order, and we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by an invocation by Alderman Sistrum, and then a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alderman Sistrum, if you would, please.
Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to gather again tonight. Guide us with your grace as we manage our responsibilities to our community. Provide us wisdom we need for understanding and clarity as we conduct the city's business. Amen.
All right, thank you, everyone. We do appreciate you being here this evening. The first item of business will be approval of the official agenda with consented items. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Alderman Moreland.
No, ma'am.
Alderman Rupp.
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Alderman Brooks.
No, ma'am.
Alderman Beatty.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Alderman Sistrum.
No, ma'am, thank you.
Vice Mayor.
No, Mayor, thank you.
Alderman Vaughn.
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, in that case, I need a motion to approve the agenda with the consented items.
So moved.
I have a motion from Alderman Rupp. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Moreland. Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Excuse me, Mayor. Roll call.
Oh, thank you so much, Vice Mayor. My apologies. This will be all votes will be a roll call vote because we do have someone who is on the phone. So my sincere apologies. Thank you, Ms. City Clerk. If you would answer yea or nay as the City Clerk calls your name.
Alderman Moreland. Yay. Alderman Rupp.
Yay.
Alderman Brooks.
Yay.
Alderman Beatty.
Yay.
Alderman Sistrum.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Perkins.
Yay.
Alderman Vaughn.
Yay.
All right, it is unanimous. Thank you. And again, thank you, Vice Mayor, for making sure I do it right.
Thank you.
And I will read the consented items. First is consideration of the minutes of the March 19th, 2024 recess meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen of the City of Starkville. Next, we have consideration of the minutes of the March 26th, 2024 special call meeting of the Mayor and Board of Aldermen of the City of Starkville. Under Mayor's business, we have consideration of the mutual termination of the Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, dated August 12th, 2016, between the Mississippi Transportation Commission and the City of Starkville. Under Community Development Planning, we have consideration of final plat FP 24-03, a request for final plat approval for Clark Grove Subdivision Phase 2, located on the east side of Reed Road, plus or minus 930 feet north of West Side Drive in a T1-N zoning district with 6 recommended conditions. Under Engineering, we have consideration of adopting the City of Starkville Safety Action Plan. Under Finance Administration, we have acceptance of the March 2024 financial statements. We have the Fire Department, request authorization for Captain Sam Wilkes and Sergeant Stephen Boren to attend the 24R-0212 HMT Hazmat Tech 1 class May the 19th to the 25th at the Center for Domestic Preparedness, CDP, in Anniston, Alabama, to be fully reimbursed by FEMA. Number 2 is request authorization for Fire Marshal Mark McCurdy to travel to Gulfport, Mississippi to attend the Building Officials Association of Mississippi Summer Conference and Training event on June 10th through the 14th, 2024 at an approximate cost of $2,000. 3 is request permission to enter into a joint agreement with October 911 and to purchase a CAD distribution system to work with distributing from new 365 Labs CAD system and Image Trend Elite, with a one-time fee of $337.50 and an annual fee of $1,750. Under HR, we have request authorization to hire Regina Fisher as a part-time customer service representative in the Starkville Utilities Department. 2 is request authorization to hire Jalen Combs as a part-time firefighter in the Starkville Fire Department. 3 is request authorization to hire Ethan Hicks as an aircraft lineman, FBO, in the Starkville Airport Department. Under Parks, we have consideration of approving permission to advertise for the McKee Park Improvement Project. Under Police, we have request approval to apply for a fiscal year 24 Office on Violence Against Women, OVW, local law enforcement grant for enforcement of cyber crimes, a 100% reimbursable grant for funding in the area of equipment, training, overtime, and victim services with a maximum of $500,000 over a period of 36 months with equipment not to exceed 50% of funding. B is request authorization to amend the January 6, 2024 request regarding the seized 2009 Dodge Challenger, VIN number 8252, and 2006 BMW Series 7501, VIN number 5512, and to declare as surplus and sell through the Enterprise Fleet Management, with proceeds going toward the state forfeited funds line item, with the cars not to be sold below Blue Book value. Under Utilities, we have consideration of approval of change order number 5 for a price increase of $60,336.53 for the Main Street Water and Sewer Improvements Project for final quantity adjustments. 2 is request authorization to transfer vehicle number 46, VIN ending in 1218, from Starkville Utilities Electric Division to the Starkville Utilities Water Division. 3 is consideration of submitting grant agreement modification number 2 to the Municipality and County Water Infrastructure MCWI grant for the aerator replacement project for the wastewater treatment plant. 4 is request authorization to reject all bids for the electric vehicle charging station installation and authorization to re-advertise for bids. And 5 is consideration of approving the memorandum of understanding between Oktibbeha County and the City of Starkville outlining the responsibilities related to the recently awarded STAG grant for the Bluefield Community Water Line improvements. And that concludes the consent agenda items.
Thank you, Mayor.
Certainly, I am happy to do that. And under Mayor's comments, and for the record, while they are in print here, I do want to mention them. And kudos out to Mr. Smiley for the Keep Mississippi Beautiful Award in our Think Green Recycling Program. Mr. Smiley has been hugely instrumental in that. Of course, that is one of Alderman Beatty's pet kind of issues. So I know he appreciates the work that you have done and been successful and noticed for doing so. So thank you so much for that. And then, in case anybody hasn't heard, Starkville is the best small town in the South by USA Today. We were voted there. I think that was released last week, and we were very excited to be named in that regard. And then, for those of you who were in town this weekend, it was a big, big weekend for us. We had a 100-team sports tournament out at Cornerstone, which is our biggest one yet, and it was incredibly successful and was, I think, exactly what we expected it to be, which was very, very well put together, well managed, and all of our restaurants, I've heard from several of the restaurateurs in town, and they have said that it was everything they expected and more. They needed to go plan for more food next time around. The preparation was inadequate for serving everybody I think they thought they had. So looking forward to the next one. And then last but not least, this upcoming weekend is Super Bulldog weekend, so it'll be another big weekend in Starkville, and we're obviously very excited about all of that. So, end of comments from me. Alderman Moreland.
No, ma'am.
Alderman Rupp.
Ma'am, I think you covered it.
Did I? Okay, well, good. Alderman Brooks.
No, Mayor, thank you.
All right. Alderman Beatty.
No, Mayor, thank you.
Alderman Sistrunk.
No, Mayor, thank you.
Vice Mayor.
No, Mayor, thank you.
Alderman Vaughn.
No, ma'am, Mayor, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. Next under our agenda is citizen comments, and we will be delighted to listen to 3 minutes from comments, complaints, whatever you'd like to share with the board. Mr. Turner, always nice to see you.
Right. Good evening to the mayor and board. My name is Alvin Turner, Ward 7. To the mayor, to the police chief, to the fire chief, to sanitation. To the police chief, my sister Elsie Short, my sister Linda, I appreciate that incident that happened last week with the eclipse, and then I had a slight seizure, but Elsie and Linda, appreciate you taking care of their brother. Concerns. The citizens hoping that with the election coming up that we will get it back out of the polling place, because it's very stressful to try and find Butler Lane. And this election is very serious, and if we make it easy on the people, the better. We have outsiders. We had an incident that happened at J.R. King park over the weekend. We had someone that had moved himself in at the top pavilion. We would like for anyone that's on the outside want to move in and make us look bad, that we give you a warning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Anyone else under citizens' comments? Anyone else? Seeing none, we will move to public hearings. We have a public hearing this evening about a rezoning. Mr. McCaskey is going to manage that for us this evening.
Good afternoon. All right, so RZ 24-01 is going to be at 220 West Gillespie Street. Hagan Walker, on behalf of Starkville, Oktibbeha County Consolidated School District, requests that the former bus depot at 220 West Gillespie Street be rezoned from SE to TN-E. Starkville, Oktibbeha Consolidated School District is actively marketing the property for sale. The current zoning destination of a SE or special educational is primarily used only for educational uses. Those uses include any public or private institution providing educational services to grades pre-K through 12, higher education, specialized professional or vocational training. The applicant is in the process of purchasing the property to convert to the existing structure into a residence. The official zoning district map, in accordance to a rezoning, can only be amended when one or more of the following conditions prevail. And that is going to be an error. When there is an error in the code that needs to be corrected to correct the error, or a change in conditions, which is a change in the neighborhood has occurred to such an extent as to justify the proposed rezoning, and there is a public need for the proposed rezoning. In this case, it would fall into the change in conditions, because obviously if it's not owned by the school district, then it's likely not used for the educational aspect and would need to be changed. So with the sale of the property, the educational use will cease to be the primary use, thus the change and condition will occur with the property and within the neighborhood. The proposed zoning is the same as the surrounding property, therefore assuring that any future use is compatible. Thus, there is a public need to rezone the property to increase the amount of residential property in the area and prevent incompatible uses. The request was noticed in accordance with Section 3.1.3.g of the Unified Development Code. 29 property owners of record within 160 feet of the property were notified directly by mail as of the request. A legal ad was published in the Starkville Daily News on March 19th, 2024. A sign was posted on the property in a conspicuous location, and as of this date, the planning office has received no response to the initial notification. If recommended for approval, well, actually, y'all are the ones for approval, but it was recommended for approval by the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously.
Okay, all right, any questions of Mr. McCaskey while we have him? Alderman Beatty.
Everything around us is this TN-E zone.
Yes, that is correct.
What other uses, I'm just curious, what other uses are allowed in this zoning area other than residential? Any commercial uses of any?
Inside of a TNE zoning district, no, sir. It would only be for residential purposes. There's no commercial uses that are permitted. The closest you could get would be a home occupancy, but that has strict restrictions on it that
Home office.
that does not allow for it to resemble any sort of commercial establishment.
Okay, anything else? All right, if you will. Applicant would like to come up and provide any information?
Yeah, glad to do so. My name's Hagan Walker, owner of a local business in town called Glow. Currently live in an old grocery store on Louisville Street. It has a Coca-Cola mural on the side of it. Very partial to old buildings and trying to save them. We renovated the Rex Theater in 2021, and this is one that I walk by often and thought about it and thought it might be a cool house. And so right now I would consider the property pretty much abandoned by the school district. There's 29 buses parked back there, leaking contaminants into the soil. It's in pretty rough shape. And the thought would be, if it's a sale to me or any other private entity besides a educational type institution, this change would have to occur. So I'm just asking for the board to formally do that. Like Lyle said, the Planning and Zoning Commission did rule unanimously to submit that to y'all. So if you have any questions, happy to answer.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Questions? No? Okay, thank you. I'll open it as a public hearing now. Anyone wishing to speak to this matter, now would be the opportunity to do so. Anyone wishing to speak either for or against this zoning change? All right, seeing none, I will close it as a public hearing, and we will entertain a motion unless there's further discussion.
Move approval.
I have a motion from Alderman Rupp. Do I have a second?
Second.
I heard it was in stereo. Alderman Sistrunk, you were closest. Was it not you?
It was Alderman
Oh, it was Alderman Vaughn. Okay, well, I apologize. You were each end of the table. All right, Alderman Vaughn. Then in that case, unless there's further discussion, we'll go for a vote. And if you would, please answer yea or nay as the city clerk calls your name.
Alderman Moreland.
Yay.
Alderman Rupp.
Yay.
Alderman Brooks.
Yay.
Alderman Beatty.
Yay.
Alderman Sistrunk.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Perkins.
Yay.
Alderman Vaughn.
Yay.
All right, thank you all. It is unanimous. Congratulations. I hope it all works out. We'll look forward to seeing what you do with the building. All right, next we have board business consideration of proposed revised facade colors for 732 Whitfield Street as part of the SE 23, Special Exception 23-06, Special Exception to allow for an exception from development standards related to the facade colors. And you are the applicant, sir?
Yes, ma'am. How you
All right.
doing? Good evening, board. My name is Yves and Francois. We're coming before you again. Last time we came, they said the color wasn't acceptable. We weren't really given an understanding which color was not, which color was. So my wife put another motion in. This time she asked, can she just make the whole building purple compared to what it is today? I guess you got a picture today. But the color right now, I believe it's purple, green, yellow, and the doors are blue.
Thank you, if you would, please. Let's go. There we go.
And again, so it had been like this for about over a year now. We had no complaints about it. Again, like I said last time, this picture gives it no justice. It's really not as bright as it seems. But the question now is, can we just make the whole thing purple? But can we leave the doors blue? Doors looking purple just look good to me. So that's the motion we have today. If you guys have any questions about anything,
Okay, do we have any
gladly
questions of
to
Mr. Francois?
answer anything.
Alderman Rupp.
Yes, it's a child care center, sir. It's Empowered for Life Academy, short name Empowerment Station Academy.
Any questions?
I do.
Alderman Beatty.
Is this an approved color?
And that's why I didn't quite understand. You know, the ordinance says, I believe, earth tone, and I was really confused about what do we consider earth tones? You know, what color is it that I can make it to where I wouldn't have to come before you guys again, to where it's just an approved that we just pay and get it painted.
I think we provided you a palette, did we not, when we were originally having the discussion, Mr. McCaskey?
No, ma'am, we do not have an exhaustive palette of all the colors, but we did offer, if any colors were presented, to reply and say if they were approved or not, in which this purple, we did reply and say that it would not be endorsed or approved by planning.
Right, but earth tones are fairly common. If you were to say Google earth tones, you come up with tan or sand color or, you know, those kinds of colors. But
I
anyway.
had really punted this to my wife. She just wasn't able to hear because our kids had an event that had to go to, so she's not here really kind of explain what she really wants. I'm just here representing her because I own the building. We own the child care center. So we just didn't want it to be just a boring, minute color for the parents to come up to, because it was before just plain old gray. And we spent a lot of money renovating the inside. So we thought, you know, wanted the inside to really match the outside, putting all the different type of things.
Okay.
That's just
previous,
depressing.
Previous color.
So that was the main reason. And I understand, based on the ordinance, how, you know, you don't want one building to stand on its own. You know, the building next to us is blue. Two buildings next to it is yellow. So, and I mean, it's right across the street from the U-Haul. Mrs. Moreland sees it all the time. I mean, it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb because it's so far back from the road. And so, honestly, if at this point, she has put up the purple, hoping you guys approve it. If you guys don't, I mean, we just start paint it brown.
Well, that's an earth tone. That's interesting. Alderman Rutland.
I'm confused. There's a before picture and then there's a.
So the
Before was
picture,
before they got it.
That was before they
The
painted
picture-
the
So it's
bottom.
painted the after color right now?
yes, and that came before to get that approved, it got denied by the board. So now I'm putting another request in to go from the top to purple now. So it's my second time.
And if you recall, the discussion was that the awning would be, you know, you could have the accent color on the awning, not unlike T-Mobile, but that the base, the building itself would be somewhere in the earth tone category. And the earth tones that I was seeing about that we provided are the ones that are being used around Main Street. I think there's a palette that goes with the Main Street.
Okay, I'll go and look for that. So let's say, since we're already here, right, so let's say we're talking about the awning alone. Let's say you don't approve this, the full purple. Can we just discuss having the awning stay purple and then we just make the bottom color, whichever color you guys would prefer?
I believe that was what was suggested at the time, is the awning might
It
stay the
wasn't,
same.
yeah, it wasn't really clear at all what you guys were
Okay.
wanting to say. I just know it got disapproved.
Okay.
And I wasn't
All right.
ever giving any direction of what direction you wanted us to go with it. And I came back trying to get an understanding, but it was like, it was never really clear that this is okay, this is not okay, so.
Well, I think the board was trying to give you some latitude to make that choice, because we don't want to pick the color for you, but I do believe the brightness of all of that was beyond.
It's really not that bright, I promise you.
Oh, I drive by
Mayor,
there all the
if I may.
time. It's quite bright. Alderman Sistrunk, I see your hand, and
Oh,
Alderman
really?
Can I give
Moreland.
this to, you know, the Main
Oh,
Street
sure.
palette that
Yeah.
Thank you.
referred to?
Oh, Chief, you can do that. Thank you. Alderman Sistrunk.
Thank you.
So if it's acceptable to the applicant, I'd like to move that we allow the awning to stay purple,
Okay.
and that the lower two-thirds of the building, everything below the awning, be painted a neutral color that's
Understood.
within the ordinance.
The doors, can they stay blue?
Getting pushy.
Push us, push us.
I'm okay with the blue.
Is
Okay.
time of the essence?
Just hang,
Excuse
maybe
me?
just a second. So is that I'm just trying to get a clear motion.
And to
With a
leave the
time?
board, the doors blue.
Thank you.
If it is done within the next month,
Oh, too easy.
30 days?
30 days.
30 days. All right, so I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Alderman
So
Rupp.
change the
Now,
yellow, the
Alderman
green,
Bailey.
and the yellow.
Is time of the essence? I mean, why would we not want this gentleman to pick out that the color for the bottom and now, has this been approved by the planning and zoning? Where?
It did, it got approved by the,
With this color?
yes, with the original
So
color.
you're here with us trying to finalize this thing.
No. So the zoning
Where are we with this?
approved the original, but
The
the Board of
original-
Aldermen denied it.
The original top picture, the top
I
picture
understand.
was
That's what we
approved.
painted now.
And that was what was approved by the BOAA, right? When they came to us, and then we disapproved that.
Right.
And so he is coming back now saying, can I paint the whole thing purple, which is allowed in a rendering.
Right.
So that's just a rendering there for you.
And it would have been through the planning and zoning commission.
Okay.
Was P and Z,
Okay.
But at
okay.
this point in time, we're gonna allow the top to be the purple, pink color, whatever you call it, pink color, and the bottom to be a muted, more earth toned color that would be more palatable with what, our scheme, color scheme is in the city of Starkville, Mayor.
Much like that.
And,
yes.
but why wouldn't we let the gentleman pick that out, bring that back, and throw that on the front, and let's look at it before we approve it? Or we just want to just say, okay, within this scheme, they can pick out what they want, put up what they want on there.
Well, the biggest thing is I wanted to just follow the board. Once I got a color scheme here, so I'm good to go now. So I can sit down with my wife and we'll just pick a color from here that's approved, that we know if we went and painted that color, that nobody would have an issue with it,
Right.
because you guys have already
But
approved all
since
the
the
colors.
board turned down that other, I mean, does the board know what that color, what's the range of the colors that would be?
Oh,
He has it in
we
front.
would definitely follow the
have it in front of
letter.
me.
Yeah, we
Some
follow
of
the
those-
letter of the
some
law
of
at
those
this
are
point.
body colors and some are
let's-
trim colors,
one-
so be sure
one
that
person
you know
at a
which
time,
ones
please.
are.
As long as it's really clear, which is what, yeah, it's pretty clear here, it says interior, exterior. So we'll just follow that guideline as
All
it
right,
is
and
written.
We could go ahead and dispose of this,
Yeah.
because I think those colors are probably.
Thank you.
You okay with it?
Absolutely.
So the
I'm
door's
so sorry,
okay,
you're all
the
right with it.
awning is okay.
As long as he doesn't pick some really bizarre color there, but I'm okay with
Well,
the
Miss
purple.
Wyman,
Believe you me, last thing I want is to come before you again, man.
Okay, well, yeah, we don't want to do this again. Alderman, I'm sorry, Vice Mayor, did you?
I did, Mayor.
Okay.
I did ask for recognition. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, just for complete in total specificity, and of course, we did reveal that specificity last time. I just want to make sure that when he leaves this time, that he certainly understands. Of course, that was what we did last time, but I want to make sure that the record is clear and make sure I'm clear too. Mayor, may I seek the question with our assistant planner?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Lyle, now, just for purposes of this hearing and for the purpose of this record, we're looking at the photo that says requested. Is this the purple at the top? That's the purple he's asking for?
Yes, and that purple was just directly sampled in Photoshop from the current photo, and I just simply applied it to the rest. So it is supposed to be that exact same shade as the one that exists currently.
That's fine. I just want the record to be clear. One other question, keep standing. So the purple that, do you understand, Mr. Applicant, that's the purple we talked about at the top, right?
That I'm keeping?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Lyle, just for further specificity, the other colors we're talking about, the lower portion where all the purple is now. Now, there's been a reference to a blue. Now, there are all kind of shades of blue. I want to make sure before he leaves here, because we don't want to have to revisit this again. But we are being consistent with our ordinance, and we have been showing continuous consistency with it. So tell me, please, sir, the exact blue, if it's on that screen, will you walk over there and touch the blue that's going to be at the bottom, or show me the blue so it'll be in the record tonight? I want to know what it's going to exactly look like, so when he leaves, we'll all know the blue that we're talking about, because that's all been said. Okay, so right now, start with that, Mr. Lyle. So that purple that's already under requested, that's the purple. And the blue that Mr. Lyle has alluded to, that's the only blue at the top. So everything beneath that purple has to be blue. Are we clear on that, sir?
No.
It doesn't have to be, not everything
No.
below there.
Oh,
It has to be,
sure.
it has to be.
No. The only thing that I needed was this. I didn't have this last time.
Okay.
It was just told that the color wasn't approved, and it wasn't clear guidelines of what color was approved.
Got it.
Now that I have this, I'm good to go.
So the doors will be blue.
Okay.
The body of the building will be.
I'm changing the
made
yellow, the green, and the other yellow is going to be
to-
changed.
To like an
What-
off-white or something.
Correct, whatever color is approved on this sheet.
Right, and Mayor, and my only purpose of my line of questioning in a very respectful and professional, honorable way is just to make sure, since we speak through our minutes, that we are real clear on the exact and the precise color, because we've been alluding to different blue and yellow and different colors. So we're clear. Mayor, I'm clear. I think we're all clear, and I think the record tonight through the minutes here need to reflect exactly what are the choices. So when these colors get affixed to this building again, then we don't need to hear from any petitioner or the applicant, well, I thought it was that color. So, and the only purpose of my line of questioning is just to have just 100% clarity on the colors. And I'm not opposing this, what being said, I'm just speaking so our record be clear, so we'll all understand, because we all want to get past this, but at the same time, we want to comply and enforce our ordinance to the letter of the law. But Mayor, it seems like we all have an understanding, and the exact color going to be in the minutes, and I yield the floor.
All right, thank you very much. So, blue doors that exist now,
Correct, yes.
those are the blue that exist now, okay. And then the awning as it exists now,
Purple, correct.
and then a body that is neutral of some kind.
Correct. That's my understanding.
And can we?
And it just has to come from this
Hang on,
sheet.
hang on.
Is that correct?
Hold on just a second. Those are the colors that are the Main Street colors, but earth tones,
Sure.
yes. So
Approved.
those would be approved
Okay.
or considered earth tone colors.
And I'm not going to make it three different shades. It's going to be one color, one shade
Just one
of
color.
one of these colors.
Okay, all right, so Alderman Beatty, I heard you.
Thank you. I think I will yield to Alderman Sistrunk before I.
Okay, Alderman Sistrunk.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
was just going to highly recommend that you visit with Mr. McClaskey or Mr. Haviland when you've picked a color, to be sure that it works. And
That sounds great.
just to be sure that
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
no confusion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, Alderman Beatty.
And I want to, this is an occasion where I can be in agreement with the honorable gentleman from 6 about the specificity of the color that we're not specific on that color at this moment, and I think the Alderman from 6 was wanting specificity. He wanted a color, and if you'd like to pick a color while you're here tonight, we'll run with it. Or I think if we don't, we need to pick a color and bring it back up for approval at the next, but if
Well,
you
then
want to
pick a color tonight, because we don't want to.
well, I mean, if we want to dispose with it tonight, I agree with the gentleman from 6 on that. We need to, let's get specific on, let's don't have a range of colors. Let's pick or somebody pick a color or something,
I'll pick-
and let's roll
all
with
right.
it.
Well, all
Let's
right.
let this gentleman,
Okay. All right, Alderman Vaughn.
He said he wanted the wife to look at it so they can
Thank you.
look together and come with the color.
That's, that goes with the
Well,
same, like, hey,
she's the boss.
it's her
All right,
business
so-
in her building.
Let's, it's your building and her business, okay.
I'm
I think we
trust
got
me,
that,
she's the
I
boss.
think we've got those relationships
Yes.
straightened out. All right, so as it stands right now, we've got a motion from Alderman Sistrunk, I've got a second from Alderman Rupp, and if it continues as it is, you can take your color to Mr. McCaskey. If Mr. McCaskey sees that
love
there is
that.
an issue, we can bring it back.
Amen.
As much as we don't want to have to bring it back, I'm going to presume that we'll be able to manage that color, okay?
I'm gonna keep it very simple, I
All right.
promise you.
Okay, all right, so do you want to retain your existing motion and your existing second?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. If you would, please, answer yea or nay as the city clerk calls your name.
Alderman Moreland.
Yay.
Alderman Rupp.
Yay.
Alderman Brooks.
Yay.
Alderman Beatty.
Needs to be specific, nay.
Alderman Sistrunk.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Perkins.
Nay.
Alderman Barnes.
Yay.
All right, so the motion carries 5-2, and we will look forward to not seeing you again and having a change of colors.
Thank you guys very much. Have a great
Yes, sir, thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is under engineering. It's the authorization to apply for the Safe Streets and Roads for All SS4A grant, implementation grant with a local match requirement of 20% if selected. Mr. Burnett.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Board, good evening. So you guys heard the presentation Friday. We're still kind of in the same boat as we were. We've been looking into prices a little better since then, but it's so early on. The cost is such a engineering swag at this point. We feel that the construction is somewhere 7 to 8, 9 million. It could be any number of those things depending on what add-ons you have, your pedestrian facilities. There's a lot of different variables, but we feel that we will be less than the example project we've posited to you guys, and that speaking with the budget chair, that there is opportunities to fund this. We think that the funding will be split over 2 years, would be the goal. We don't have the grant in hand, I might remind you, but we are just asking for the ability to apply for the grant. Any kind of grant award, anything like that would come back to the board before we accepted it, which I know you guys hear that for all of these, but we would bring those back before the board. And I hope that we continue to kind of round out the construction estimate and those kind of things. But we just want to go ahead and apply so we don't miss the funding. That's the goal.
Everyone recall the discussion? Any questions about that discussion that we had at the work session? Any?
What type
Do we
of
have a-
projects again, Mayor? would
Was
this
this the roundabout at Garrett Road?
For the
Highway
roundabout,
12?
Gamma Road, Highway 12.
Highway
What,
12?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. I was just going to say, I want to tell the board it's going to be exactly, $7.5 million. But, inflation and different things happen. I can't give you an exact number on what
What the
that will
one
be.
up at Highway, at 72 and Highway 7 in Benton
It
County?
bid for 7.9, and I think with the consulting and everything out the door, they were around 9 million. It was bigger because they have 2 major highways instead of one. They had some major overhead lights and transmission relocation. So there was a lot of more difficult variables there than we anticipate, but I don't know at this point. We think that this is going to be an easier project. We think that it's going to be cheaper, but we are so early, it's hard to say for sure.
And the reason that we're going into this a little bit on faith is because we think that we have a much higher probability of being awarded a grant this year as opposed to next grant cycle when there will be far more competition for the grants.
That's exactly right.
And this,
Alderman Beatty?
excuse me, Mayor. This grant is of this year, I mean, what's time frame?
Sure. So we would, the grants are due in May. I would not expect to hear any type of award till later in the calendar year. So we're talking fall of the calendar year. You're awarded. We would bring it back to the board to talk more about what will we awarded, how much will we awarded. We would accept the grant, and then we wouldn't design until calendar year 26, probably at the earliest. This is going to take months to get through the federal red tape on the design, all the requirements. Maybe you start construction into fiscal year that year, but you're looking at years down the road. We're probably spending money for construction fiscal year 26, 27.
Mr. Nine, by then, it's a $10 million project. We're local money, $2 million, right? 20% on that match. So, I mean, I think this will be a fantastic project. This is, you're talking about something safe, really, really safe for that intersection, and something that is the entrance to your city, at your main entrance off Highway 82 in our city. Now, this will be a fabulous thing. But I want the board to commit to, if we get this thing and we bid it, we bid this thing, or we get estimates on it, and it's $9, $10, $11 million, and we put up $2 million, and make that just be a given that we're going to do that. So I know we can't commit to that tonight in the meeting, but at the same time, at least get approval, kind of everybody thinking in those terms. Anyway, I'm sorry. I interrupted.
That's okay.
All right, thank you. Well, it is an exciting project, and I think we have been doing exciting things, and this would fit right in with all of that. So, any further discussion, any questions of Mr. Burnett? All right, do I have a motion?
I want to make a motion.
I have a motion from Alderman Beatty. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Sistrom. All right, no further discussion. If you would, please answer yea or nay as the city clerk calls your name.
Alderman Moreland.
Yay.
Alderman Rupp.
Yay.
Alderman Brooks.
Yay.
Alderman Beatty.
Yay.
Alderman Sistrom.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Perkins.
Yay.
Alderman Bond.
Yay.
All right, it is unanimous. That will be incredibly exciting if we are successful. Last but not least is the claims docket. Do I have a motion?
Move approval.
I have a motion from Alderman Sistrom. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Moreland. If you would, please answer yea or nay as the city clerk calls your name.
Alderman Moreland.
Yay.
Alderman Rupp.
Yay.
Alderman Brooks.
Yay.
Alderman Beatty.
Yay.
Alderman Sistrom.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Perkins.
Nay.
Alderman Bond.
Yay.
All right, that takes us to the end of the agenda. If you'll allow me, I will call for the work session. In accordance with the notices required under Mississippi Code annotated 254113, the board will have a work session on Friday, the 3rd of May, 2024 at 11 a.m. That meeting will be held in City Hall, second floor conference room located at 110 West Main. Notice shall be provided of the work session within 1 hour of this meeting by posting such notice at City Hall. The notice should be made part of the minutes of the board meeting. The work session will be an open public meeting of the City of Starkville. Public and press are invited to attend. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Thank you, Alderman Vaughn. Do I have a second? Second from Alderman Sistrom. If you would, please answer yea or nay as the city clerk calls your name.
Alderman Moreland.
Yay.
Alderman Rupp.
Yay.
Alderman Brooks.
Yay.
Alderman Beatty.
Yay.
Alderman Sistrom.
Yay.
Vice Mayor Perkins.
Yay.
Alderman Bond.
Yay.
All right, we are in adjournment until May the 7th of 2024, officially at 5:30 in the courthouse, and we have a work session at 11 on the 3rd.
Smile.